I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bet. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bet.
Welcome to Graybo's Giblets, part of the NoOffseason.com Sports Card Network. We're out here dropping giblets. I'm your host, Graybo, and I'm joined by always Denny, one time, my best bud Fitz, to break down the Week 10 NFL slate. How we doing, gentlemen?
We are still excited to be part of the NoOffseason.com Sports Card Network. Been a big fan of Paul, Hickey, and the boys. Also, Football Card Quest with Andy Kaysen and my guy Gary with Hoops and Cards. Been a fan of that content for a while, so it's great for our pod to be associated with those folks. And I'm very excited about this week's NFL slate.
Fitz, what's up, man? Talk to me.
I'm excited to be Gray's best bud. That's big. That's big for me. I needed that.
You needed that this morning. Yeah. You needed that shout out. All right, let's get right into it with our NFL picks, our three best picks of the week. It's getting harder and harder every week. It's getting sharper and sharper every week. So remember, you can also go on Whatnot and get $15 on Whatnot by joining through whatnot.sportscardstrategy.com. And then go put in your NFL bets.
Facts.
Then go put it in. Denny is 12-15 overall. Fitz 17-10-1, which is really good. Gray 17-11. All right, let's get some winners. We're going to start with Denny. Who do we like this week?
Okay, let's start with the powerhouse that is the New England Patriots. These guys are doo-doo, but playing against the Colts, Minshew mania is waning. I think a trend you have seen and will see is these backup quarterbacks, these guys that aren't starters for a reason. They come in, they have a little success. As these quarterbacks get into weeks 5, 6, 7 of starting, the NFL kind of realizes how to pick them apart. And the fact that they're playing in Germany is relevant for me because I said they're playing at home.
Correct.
They're home in Germany.
They're not playing at the Colts.
They painted the field to match the Patriots, so that is a home game.
Good.
Yeah. So many Patriot fans around the world.
Way more Pats fans in Germany. That's what I meant.
This reminds me of you and I going back and forth with that South Carolina,
North Carolina game.
Yeah, saying at home we were both wrong.
Yeah. All right.
We're the experts.
We are the experts. Okay. Either way, the freaking Patriots are going to win. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right. The second point I'm going to make is that Dallas is playing against possibly the worst NFL quarterback that we have seen.
Oh my God.
20 years.
So bad.
Tommy DeVito couldn't start at Syracuse, but he's starting for the New York Football Giants. I think if you threw Danny DeVito, he would be just as productive. I mean, I feel like Danny DeVito would be a good read option guy.
I offer you a nice egg in this trying time.
Yeah, Frank Reynolds
Wouldn't be able to see him.
Like a wing tee.
Yeah.
A wing tee, maybe. He just doesn't have the ability to throw the ball because he can't see over the offensive line. So I really like this at 16.5. Now it's like 17 or more everywhere. I'm just like, to me, this is going to be like a 38-6 game. I think that when the Cowboys roll, they roll. The Giants stink, and their quarterback is really bad. They're not going to be able to throw the ball.
It's going to be ugly. Like, I'm thinking of benching Saquon. That's bad because the Cowboys are just going to stack the box and make Danny DeVito throw. Didn't he have like Tyrod got a concussed pretty early in that game, had 3 quarters, and he finished with -8 passing yards or something. He broke a record.
Yeah.
How do you not go get a quarterback?
I think I would take Keith Harvey over Tommy DeVito.
How do you not release this guy?
This is the NFL.
Go get a quarterback. Carson Wentz was out there. Now he's a Ram. Yeah, Ram.
I guess what's the point? They're probably just playing.
Yeah. I guess.
The cheapest quarterback you can find. Get the season over with.
All right, last pick.
Give me the Raiders. Wait, Raiders at home versus the Jets, and they are at home. They're playing in Las Vegas, Nevada. They're not playing some other country. I'm riding the Antonio Pierce wave. The Jets' offensive line's banged up. Zach Wilson is the quarterback. We're kind of realizing why he stinks. Listen, I'm rooting for the Jets. Like, I'm trying to overcome this big Aaron Rodgers thing. It's kind of cool rooting for them this season. So I'm happy for them every time they get a victory. I realize their defense is pretty solid. But I'm going to ride this we're so glad Josh McDaniels is gone thing for a while. If you see how happy everybody is,
Smoking cigars.
I've never seen so many people like openly just talk crap about the last guy, the coach. Like, I mean, everywhere.
Yeah, even Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah. I mean, how bad was it?
Tough scene.
Like, how bad of a human do you have to be for everybody to hate you? Like, everybody to hate you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Under
Sad.
2 years into a 6-year contract. Already gone.
Man.
That's
That's how bad.
Like, he's like an insecure little like prick. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Like, no self confidence. Anyway,
Yeah. What was that? I was gonna say something before you. I do like that Raiders pick a lot. And then the best thing when we started this business, best thing you ever did, you got that Zach Wilson card. Didn't know what to do with it.
sold it quick.
And you were like, "Man, let's go to a card show. Like, this is cool. Like, let's see if what we can do with this." You sold that for like $350.
Yeah,
And you thought it might have been a bad deal at the time too.
I haven't checked it lately. I bet it's selling for less than $100.
Awesome. That's a win. Fitz, let's go. We're going to Germany in all three of our picks, I think.
Yep. I'm going to go Colts, Pats, under 43.5.
They're playing in Germany. Did you
In
know?
Germany,
Okay.
for the record. At home in Germany. Yeah, I just don't trust either one of these. I agree that Minshew's kind of waning a little bit, and I don't. Mac Jones isn't the guy, so 43.5 seems like that's very, very doable.
In a foreign country.
In a foreign country, everyone's a little jet lagged. Yeah.
I love that pick.
Second one, I'm going to go with, this was a late switch, so I might regret this, but I'm going to go
No, I like this.
Ravens minus 5.5 at home against the Browns.
Them boys hot. Lamar hot.
What a showing last week against the Hawks. Niners needed that. The Ravens look really good.
Defensively, they were incredible against the Hawks.
Browns still good defensively, but I don't think they can hang with Baltimore playing right now.
Yeah, I've been a Brownie all year, but this is a bad time, bad spot
bad
for the
spot,
Ravens.
bad
Yeah.
spot.
Bad spot for the Browns. Go Ravens hard.
Speaking of bad spots, my reeling Niners coming off limping into a bye week. Debo's back. The addition of Chase Young is exciting. Defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes going down to the field to change up some hopefully some gouging on the defensive side.
Is he going to start hugging people and getting hype?
He's probably
chest
not.
bump?
He's probably not. He's a pretty reserved guy. But I wish they would have gone out and got in a corner. But we love the Chase Young addition. I think him and Bosa will motivate each other. But Jags at home, getting plus 3.5. It's kind of an emotional hedge. The Niners could win this by a touchdown, but I'll take the Jags here.
Yeah, you always like to emotionally hedge. It's what you do.
Yeah.
To go off of that, I like. Actually, I don't know where I was going with that. So, I know where I was going with that because I was talking about the Commanders. I like the Seahawks minus 6.5 at home versus the Commanders after getting embarrassed by the Ravens and only putting up 3 points. Love Geno to bounce back, especially in DFS. Commanders just lost Montez Sweat and Chase Young. So I think the Commanders, their team realizes, man, we're dumping players. We're not trying to make this playoff run. I think the Seahawks are well in the playoff hunt, so they need this win. I think they win pretty big at home. One of the loudest crowds in the NFL as well. So
they pump it anyways, but
Seahawks minus 6.5 at home versus the Commanders. Speaking of get right, do the Bills stink? They might.
right now.
They might stink. So
Yeah.
get right game for Josh Allen and the boys. The Broncos have been hot, but the Bills are at home Monday night, only -7. I think the Bills come out and show that they are just a better team than the Broncos. I really like this because the Bills have been bad. Josh Allen has not been great. So hopefully a get right game. And then I love the Colts Pats under 43.5 going to Germany. Minshew and Mac Jones are not the answer. A lot of running in this game. Clock will be moving. That's very high for a Germany game with these two not very great offensive teams. So that's what I'm going to do with Seahawks, Bills, Colts Pats under. All right, let's go to our props. Prop City. With Graybos, you could get 10% off any purchase at graybos.co by using the promo code STRATEGY2023. And this will get us into our best prop bets of the week. Denny, another win. Derrick Henry over 71.5. Got it with 75. You're moving. 4-6 now. You're coming.
Back to back.
You are actually looking at props and focusing.
Back to back. Graybo, trivia question. Drake wrote a diss track
Oh, my.
called
I
Back.
have no idea.
Called Back. You haven't heard the question yet.
No.
Called Back to Back. It was a diss track targeted at who? Don't answer, Fitz. What rapper was he dissing in Back to Back? And this is where you put the soundbite in, Fitz. Okay.
Back to back like I'm on the cover of Lethal Weapon. Back to back like I'm Jordan 96, 97. Whoa, very important and very pretentious.
Is this?
Just guess. You won't guess it.
I don't know.
Can I give you a hint? He's from Philadelphia. Does that help you?
Is that Will Smith?
Oh man, oh man.
It's not. At least you named a rapper from Philly. That's good.
I'll give him
You
that.
know the answer?
I do.
Who?
It's Meek Mill.
That's right. But now they're friends.
Yeah, I'm not big with the rap game.
It's okay. We still love you. All right.
All right.
Is it my turn to talk?
No,
Now, if
you interrupted me.
Did you introduce this bit yet, or are
I
you still
did.
on?
I did.
Okay, go ahead.
if the Counting Crows had put out a diss track, he would have nailed it.
Matchbacks 20.
They were so mad at Rob Thomas. They were so mad.
Love that. Fitz 5-5. He had the new quarterbacks throwing interceptions. So you had 2 of the 4. And you probably would have got Jaron Hall if you didn't get concussed the first play of the game. And then I had the anytime touchdown. Antonio, AJ Brown, JTT, and Kamara. Kamara was the only one that didn't score, so I lost as well.
I think our guest picker Shane had the Heineke under 30 some.
Yeah, and
he had
he-
like a 6
He had a 6-yard touchdown the first drive.
Who's also going to remain the starter in Atlanta, which is devastating.
Devastating for your Ritter
For
cards.
your net worth, yeah.
All right. Well, Fitz is 5-5 overall. I'm 5-7. Let's go with Fitz this week first.
I'm going to go with a guy who's been playing very well since he came back from injury. Deontay Johnson of the Pittsburgh Steelers. His over reception yards this week is at 60.5, a number that he's hit every week. And I believe Jair Alexander is not going to play for the Packers. So
Big advantage.
I think Pickett's starting to feed him a little bit more than he's feeding George.
Yeah, Pickens ain't happy.
Yeah, so give me that over 60.5 from Deontay.
Very nice. Duke. All right, now it is your turn, Mr. Meek Mill.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thanks. All right. So as my daddy used to say, dance with the one who brung you. So last week, Derrick Henry got me the W, and I'm going to take him again. Over 65.5 rushing yards versus Tampa. Roto Grinders has him projected at 86. It's a pretty big delta. Roto Grinders will not let me down.
They've been great.
The last 2 weeks, yep.
I like that. And yeah, I'm going to RG as well. I got Keenan Allen over 79.5. He's projected over 100. I think it was like 101. Thanks, brought to you by Roto Grinders. So I'm going with Herbert to pepper Keenan Allen this week. So we're playing it easy. No more like anytime touchdown parlays. This is 2 receiving props and a rushing prop. Maybe I'll parlay all 3 of this. I love gambling. All right.
Go nuts, kid.
DFS. We did not profit, but we got some money back. It wasn't a goose. Not a total loss, but not one of our best weeks. We didn't have enough Stroud. We had Stroud on some teams, but we did not have enough of them, and he went absolutely crazy. So you had to have him a lot. So, Denny, did you reserve some contests?
I did.
Stop playing these $20 contests?
I do like this reminder. I literally use this reminder every week at the time.
Good.
So I did book a lot of contests this morning.
Yep, love it. All right, quarterback. This is a much better week than last week. Still not great, but it's better than last. Last week was horrible. So, quarterback, who do we like?
Okay, so you can make arguments against all the top projected point getters. So all these guys I'm going to name here might smash, but you could also argue against them, right? Top point getters projected to be Lamar, playing against a tough Cleveland defense, right? Joe Burrow. T is out and Chase is dinged up. Chase is probably going to play, it looks like.
Yeah, I just got an update that he is dressed and at practice this morning.
I like when they dress. That's awesome. The next top point getter is Justin Herbert against the Lions. You know, I mean, he could blow up or not. And then finally, Dak. Dak is playing against the Giants. which sounds like a great spot, but it's
Blowout game.
Right. Second half, he may just hand it off. So, again, I'm going to pick some of these guys, but there's arguments against all of them. Of those two at the top, I like Dak and Lamar. I think in the middle, you have to discuss Kyler and Dobbs because they're both cheap. They're projected to be the highest points per dollar guys, both of them, because they're priced. But like, how confident are you in either one? I don't know the answer. So I think I'll probably sprinkle some of those guys in, but I'm not going to go heavy on either. So who I do like towards like the middle is Purdy against the Jags. I think it's time for them to kind of get it going again. And then Baker against Tennessee. I think you got great value there with both of those guys based on their price.
Just
Love it.
Just FYI for you, Duke, if you're considering Kyler Murray, Call of Duty does come out this week.
Yeah. Came out like last night, didn't it? Or is it?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get me that excited, but
he has some pop because of the salary, but first game back, I don't know. It's been a long time. So I'm going to stay away. Maybe we do throw like a couple lineups on him because like you have Trey McBride and Hollywood Brown that are really good that we can stack with him.
Right.
And that game could get a lot of scoring. So we might want to maybe throw some crazy lineups as well. But I'm kind of with you on the top guys. The top guys I would like, I would actually not go Lamar. With the divisional game with Cleveland. I really like Burrow, but you kind of scared me off Burrow. I forgot T. Higgins was out. But I really do think Joe Burrow the best play. But with Higgins out, I'm not so sure. Who I really like I like Geno Smith to bounce back after a terrible game. I think he's going to be my favorite, actually, to go up against the Commanders. He's got great weapons offensively, and they're all healthy. So I do like that game. I do think, the Commanders will keep it close for a little bit. So Geno is going to throw the ball around, get some touchdowns. I think he throws 2 touchdowns at least. 3 would be great. So I love Geno. And I love the value that you can get with Purdy, getting all his weapons back against the Jags. I know Fitz has the Jags. I think the 49ers, this is the win they need off the bye week. They're going to win more than 3.5. And then, I love Dobbs. I think it's great. He's got great weapons. Hawkinson is a great play this week. Addison's a great play this week. You could do the Viking stack and save a lot of money if you throw Dobbs in there. He's a winner. So those would be my plays. And I think my top 3 would be Geno, Dobbs, and Herbert or Burrow.
Okay.
That's 4, but
I would keep an eye on Trent Williams' injury. If he plays, Purdy is definitely live there.
That's a good call. I don't know. Who would you play, Herbert or Burrow? I'm like stuck.
Slightly towards Burrow for me there.
Okay. Fitz?
And I'm a Herbert truther, you know that.
Joey B's all the way back.
Joey B is all the way back. All right, running back. For me, let me start here. C-Mac, always an option, just very high salary, but you can always throw him in. I won't be mad at you. I hate playing this guy, but his price always just stays the same, and he's just popping everywhere. Running backs, again, are hard this week. Joe Mixon. Hate playing him because when I play him, he does nothing. But I think you have to in some lineups. I love going back to Rachaad White with Tampa Bay. Baker loves to dump it off to him. ETN, I know the 49ers are tough defensively, but ETN is just a workhorse for the Jags. He's every snap he's on the field, and he's got a good price. And value-wise, you can go to Najee Harris and Devin Singletary with Pierce out again. Singletary's in the 4K range. Denny?
Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of the same names. I think McCaffrey's going to smash this week, but at 9,200, he's steep, so he's going to dictate what else is in your lineup. But I do think you need him in your player pool because if he smashes, he's going to be in the winning lineup. I also might have some ETN, whether he runs it or catches it. A lot of great opportunities to score touchdowns. I love Joe Mixon. So we're both going to play him. I just sound like I'm more confident in playing him. I don't love him all the time. I love him this week. No T. Higgins. Chase is dinged up, and so he might play the whole game. He might not play, or he might play and get dinged up again and leave.
Who the Bengals have again?
Houston. So
Okay.
they're gonna be ahead.
I like that.
They're gonna if they favored to be ahead, which also means he might get some garbage cleanup time at the end. So I just think all signs point to Mixon for me this week. And then finally on the cheap end, it's kind of I don't really like Singletary, but he's crazy cheap and he projects very well this game.
Yeah. Agreed, especially when Pierce is out. All right, wide receivers for me, with Higgins out, Jamar Chase, make sure that you're watching the news. But if he suits up, he's going to play, and he's a great play. There's three big ones. You should have at least one of these guys in your lineup. If you can fit two, it'll be hard, but it would be great. And for me, it's Chase, Keenan Allen, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Want to have at least one of those guys. Just PPR monsters. Great spots against bad defenses. I see all three of them catching a touchdown. Ooh, it's a good touchdown parlay right there. Deontay Johnson, for all the reasons Fitz said earlier about his prop, is a great play. He's back. He's healthy. Pickett loves him. He's not even looking George Pickens' way. Pickens had 2 receptions for -1 last week. It was all Deontay Johnson. Hollywood Brown with Kyler Murray back is a great pick as well. Addison, the number 1 in Minnesota. Doesn't seem like Jefferson is coming back till he's 100%. And on the value side, Tyler Boyd for the Bengals with no Higgins is the number 2 in the slot. He gets a lot of receptions. He might not get a lot of yards, but he'll get a lot of looks and a lot of receptions. Drake London is back for Atlanta. Like him, he's starting to get better. And Tank Dell is back for Houston, and Stroud is very good. So those were my value plays. What about for you, Denny?
Yeah, man. Similar, a lot of what you just said, to be honest with you. Like, if Chase is healthy, I like him with no T. Higgins at 8,200. I love Amon-Ra. He's my smash this week, 8,300. I'm going to play a lot of him. Deontay at 5,400 and Hollywood at 5,200. Pretty good middle-of-the-road guys. On the cheap end, you could sprinkle in like a little Trenton Irwin at 3,000. If no, here's the thing with the Bengals, right? If I like Boyd, if Chase plays more than I like him, if he doesn't play, Boyd is to me is a better number 2 option than a number 1. If he's the main guy, I think that the balls will go elsewhere. But if you've got Chase to kind of absorb some of that defense, then it's better for Boyd. So, but Trenton Irwin's cheap. And then you got Rondale at 3,000. It's like a kind of nice little pivot because people are going to be playing Hollywood. They're going to be playing McBride.
Maybe he returns a punt.
Yeah, they're going to be playing the Wilson Cat. And then people forget about Rondale. And Rondale and Kyler have had some success together. And he's, if he gets it, he's likely to take it to the house because he's fast. So.
I like that. Yeah, deep threat option for sure. Tight end, there's actually some good plays in tight end. We have no Kelsey, but we have Hawkinson is a really good play. He hasn't been in the past, but he could be like a lock for me at tight end this week for the Vikings. But we go back to McBride, still cheap. Kyler's back. Love McBride. Love Evan Ingram. He gets a ton of receptions from Trevor Lawrence. There's some other cheapos in there that I'll save for Denny. Besides those 3 guys, do you have any guys value-wise?
Yeah, I'm going to just be playing a lot of Hawkinson, Laporta, and McBride at 5,000, 5,700, and 3,500 respectively.
Seems like you like the Lions.
I do, yeah. I do like the Lions because you know who they're playing. They're playing my guy, Herbert. And Herbert's defense gives us points.
A lot of points.
But yeah, I think one kind of interesting pivot is Dalton Schultz at 4,900. I think a lot of people, because of what happened last week, are going to play Tank this week, and then they may play Noah Brown or Nico, but Dalton Schultz could be a cool little pivot, and it's not outside of the realm of possibility for him to get into the end zone once or twice.
All right, I love it. And let's go to our lock of the week in our survivor pick. We bring back Fitz. He is on fire. He had the Browns.
Where do you go when we do that segment? You're just disappear.
He's had to use the bathroom.
I'm back.
He's back
every time you go to the bathroom.
I've never left.
But Fitz is still riding Survivor. He had the Browns last week. You should enter that Las Vegas Survivor tournament. You'll be right there at the money, $1 million. I think probably more now.
1 unit.
That's 1 unit. So we're going to get a survivor pick here in a second, and then we have 3 locks. Our records. Fitz, this ain't college. Fitz is 2-7 for NFL. Duke, 5-4. Gray is 7-2. All right, so Duke's teaser The Rams really let you down. They got blown out. Other than that, you had it with the Commanders and Browns. Texans minus 2.5 was a loss for Fitz. Ooh, he'll talk about that. That's a rough one. Chiefs minus 2.5, a win for me, being up 21-0 at half. They almost blew it. Didn't score in the second half, but only gave up 14. Their defense, like the Chiefs, when the offense is bad, the defense is great. That's how their season's going. They really missed Tyreek Hill. That offense is struggling a little bit. Fitz, who are we taking in Survivor?
It's got to be the Cowboys, right? 17-point favorites. I know a lot of people probably saving the Cowboys, or they may have already used them. I just like them this week for the obvious reason. And for our big one that we do together, we have one team left. We've used the Cowboys on. I imagine we've used the Cowboys on that.
I'll tell you in a
second. All right. Well, he's looking that up. Fitz, who's your lock?
This is, I mean, as you mentioned earlier, this is fade of the week here. So, yeah, last week was tough. Texans minus 2.5. They score to go up by 2. Their kicker was hurt. So they decided to take a knee on the conversion and win by 2.
Insane. What a beat.
And that their backup running back was he hit a field goal. I wish they would have put him back out there. But nice. I don't blame them though. That makes sense. You know what? Something
that's incredible,
and give it to the other way. So it makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a game that nobody's gonna watch, so nobody will know if this doesn't hit. Titans and Bucks over 39.
Woo!
That number is just
Levis time.
A little low. I think Baker's been playing okay. Levis, they can get to 40, right?
Yeah, I like that. Titans D. You never know what you're gonna get with Titans defense.
Fast forward 17-9.
Yeah, fade it. All right, for me, it's a get right game for the Bills. Bills minus 7 against the Broncos. Josh Allen and Diggs are going to connect a couple times. Short but sweet. And Denny, your lock.
I'm going Chalk McChalkerson, the Cowboys, minus 17. I would love it at 16.5, but I'm still going to do it at 17. I'm predicting the score to be 38-6, so that's 38 minus 6 is 32. And I just need 17.
That's right. Yep, 38-6 predicted score. Mm-hmm. Kyler Murray will start on Sunday. Breaking news. So I would like to play him in some lineups, Denny. For sure.
I think we have to based on the price.
For sure. All right. Anything to add, gentlemen? Let's talk a little bit about cards. We haven't talked about NFL a lot. So what are we rooting for? Buy, hold, sell in the shop here. I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about some Lions maybe. Playoff team for the first time in a while. Mr. Goff. Fitz called it. So we should buy some Goff. Early on, we flipped a pretty big Goff for about, 300? So that was a great flip. We'd like to get some more. Who else? What else can we do here? Who we got?
So this time of year is interesting. When the season starts, I don't buy a lot of football cards because prices are up. This time of year, maybe some opportunities, and so prices go down a bit if someone's not extremely hot, and then in December they go down further, so you get some opportunities. But I think you should, at this point of the season, you should start thinking about two things. One are stashes, folks that maybe won't do anything this year, but somebody who's cheap, nobody's talking about, so you can stash them for next year. Folks like Rashawn Johnson for the Bears, Tajay Spears for the Titans are two running backs that are pretty cheap. And then maybe, just maybe, it's kind of Bryce Young, if you believe he's going to be good one day. Man, his prices are not up right now.
Horrible game last night.
Yeah. But, I mean, he has so much draft capital, they're not going to give up on him, right? They're not going to bench him like a Ritter gets benched. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, too soon. They're going to let him figure it out. And he's got next year to figure it out, too.
I like that.
So just a thought there.
Especially with Stroud and Levis cards going nuts right now. There's go get all the Bryce you can get.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's take a gamble.
And the other thing to think about, I think, are like MVP and deep playoff runs. And think about teams that haven't been doing it a lot lately. So I'm not talking about your Chiefs and your Bengals. I'm talking about, or not even your Eagles, right? I'm thinking about the Ravens. I'm thinking about the Lions. Lamar is already tied for first in MVP odds right now with Hurts and Mahomes. And whether you think he's going to win it or not doesn't matter. It matters. are they going to be talking about it for the next 6 weeks? Because that's when the pricing will go up. If they're scheduled to be the 1 seed and he's in the mix for MVP, I think his prices will go up. They probably already are, right? They're in first place, but I don't think it's too late for him. By the time the MVP is awarded, I don't think that even moves the needle that much. It affects your legacy long term. If you're a Super Bowl victor and an MVP like Mahomes, it affects your pricing. All right, so looking at some like MVP odds, what's interesting to me is like I'm not going to bet on those top 3 guys because there's not enough value, right? I'm not betting all these guys that could win it. I'm not going to lay 3.5. That's just not enough payout. But look at 2 names that are interesting to me: Josh Allen at 20-1 and Goff at 40-1. Do I think Allen's going to rally, get the Bills to a 1 or 2 seed, make a deep playoff run? It doesn't look like it, but could that happen? Like, would that surprise you if that happens? And it would not surprise me. And 20-1 is a ton of value. And then second, do I think Goff is going to win this MVP? No. But the Lions are going to be talked about. If Goff has a good last 6 games and they enter the playoffs at 1 or 2 seed and they make a run, like that is not that weird to me. If Goff's
great number,
yeah. And then I just want to name a couple more names really quick. Amon-Ra, for the same reasons I like Goff. The dude's a monster. He's going to have some big blow up games here soon, and he'll be in the playoffs. And then 2 young receivers, Jahan Dotson and Tank Dell, are 2 guys that I would probably buy and hold on to for a while. I think they're going to be good long term players.
Love it. Jahan Dotson being in Richmond, we're going to have a lot of fans come to the shop looking for Commanders.
And you know where you can track all that data about pricing?
Market Movers. Save 20% after a free 14-day trial. Visit marketmoversapp.com and use the promo code NOOFFSEASON. We also will be in Virginia. Graybos will be in Virginia Beach this week. So come see us, buy some cards from us. We're going to be hopping around too and buying as well. So we would love to hear from you guys and gals. Anything to add, fellas, before we get out of here?
I'm still excited about being part of the NoOffSeason.com sports card network.
I am equally as excited, despite my tone of voice.
I
am excited.
He's excited, Denny. He's
receptive to feedback.
Hey, well, I will say, Fitz, I have, every time we do a podcast, we try to get better and better. We're not professional podcasters yet. One day we might be, but I have found a way. One of the things I've noticed, we've talked about is like how Graybo interrupts me and cuts me off a lot. I have found a way to make you do it less. You know what that is? If I talk less.
Oh, yeah.
There's less opportunity.
Uh-huh.
I thought I'd been better with that.
Proud of you.
You're like the offense trying to keep the other offense off the field.
Right.
There you go.
I like it.
All right. We all done talking? All right. Well, that's all for today. Good luck with your bets. Thanks to our listeners for riding with Graybos, and be sure to tune in next time and leave us that 5-star review. We are out.
Giblets.
Love you, Graybo.
When I go to sleep, I don't see sheep, see dollar signs. $100 got him beat the odds for the 100th time at a money line. Brock Purdy was irrelevant, now I'm at the front like a cutting line. G5 to the power 5, Grade was on fire like it's summertime. I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bet. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window? I know they watching, I'ma make them sweat. Put your money down, place your bet. Degenerate, yeah, I'm a sicko. Who else gon' get you to the window?